webinar. We like this recording thing.
So that you're ready and prepared to smash out some of the higher intensity workouts. You don't need any equipment. I'll be demonstrating with a towel today. If you've got one handy, that's great. Let's use it.
I'm trying to prop this up, but I don't think it's going to work.
Let's get straight into the warm-up. Hands are going to reach nice and high to the sky. We're going to tuck the chin and pull the rib cage up as we roll our body down, coming into a nice walkout position. Pause in your first plank and get a gauge of where your hips are. So often we want to think about lifting them just a little higher. Now walk the hands back all the way towards the feet. Slight bend in the knees to roll the body up. Arms sweep nice and tall, and we repeat. So it's a nice time to move slow, find this connection with the back of the body, and start to think about using our breath and how that's going to help us when we start to move a little bit faster in the upcoming working blocks. When we think about hand placement, I want your entire palm to press into the floor. This is going to prep you really nicely when we come into some of the drills in a high plank position. So when we can firmly push our entire palm into the floor, we've got a way stronger connection. And if you do a lot of burpees like me, it's your pro tip to help you work a little harder. Let's go for one more repetition. We're going to hold out on this one. Hips will lift nice and high into a down dog. And then we keep the toes tucked as we roll our body through into an up dog position. Beautiful presentation of the collarbones as you open that chest wide through the arms. Heels press towards the floor to get a tendon stretch and a nice stretch down the back line of the body in your down dog. And then think about that anchor of the palms completely into the floor. Let's go one more like this. And from here, we're going to drop our knees to the floor. Coming into this modified plank position, we rock back into a child's pose and push back into our modified plank. So a really active stretch. I like to keep my toes tucked so I can get a little bit more of a foot stretch. And then firmly pressing my hands into the floor as my butt slides all the way to my heels. Each time I stack forward, my hands are setting under my shoulders. You're going to go two more and then we're going to hold there. Last one. We hold in this modified forearm plank position. You can relax the feet down. Hands going to tap opposite shoulder. So we're focusing on hip stability. So I wanted my hip points to keep shining down to the floor as hand reaches and taps opposite shoulder. So often we're going to try and move side to side. Use your core to really lock your hips down nice and square. And then think about your neck being long. So eye gaze just forward of those fingertips. Let's go. 8 seconds left. You're going to tuck your toes and lift those knees off the floor for an active high plank hold in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So find that lift again, and then think about a little wrap through your triceps. That's going to give you more work through the core. Good. Now, tendency for us to take a dip through the back. So think about tucking the pelvis the other way. And a good cue I like to use, keep holding, is as if someone was going to poke me in the belly button just underneath, and it helps me find the right lift that I need. Almost there. You're going to be up on your feet in 10, 9. Let's go. Find that wrap again through the triceps. Get all that arm work. We're getting set up for our first big working block. On your feet in 3, 2, and 1. All right, up stand. Let's get moving. So I call this one 45 by 5. We work for 45 seconds, we rest for 15. You get a slightly longer recovery at the end of it, and then we repeat it all one more time. Why? Because we can. So your first exercise is a frogger. It looks like this. Hands start in high plank position, feet jump outside your hands, and you drop your chest and lift. All right, 3, 2, and 1. 45 seconds. So you can start a little slower. Think about this moment each time your feet jump into your hands and your hands pop up, like you might be catching a pass. If you need a modification, you can take the jump out, step in, one at a time, lift the hands, step back, and you'll alternate your leading leg each and every time. Keep moving for me. Good. Okay, so as you keep rolling through this drill, think about those feet jumping really wide outside your hands each and every time. When that chest lifts, we try not to crane the neck too much. Just think about a nice long neck, eye gaze straight ahead. You've got 8 seconds, so maybe now you start to push for a little bit more speed, knowing that there's a recovery in 3, 2, and 1. On your feet. Okay, lateral 3-step run. Looks like this. sit into your stance to begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So my knee lifts with opposite arm on that third step. Your turn in 2 and 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I like to really drive my knee up, and I sit into this position, and it's like I'm athletically charging. You know what it feels like to be on the field and be dodging and moving and be agile and ready? That's what I want you to embody in this position. Good. 25 seconds left. So maybe you shorten your step, but you get a bit more of a pop, or your feet start to move faster. So you have to find a rhythm that you can keep for the 3-step, but get that sticking point, okay? So don't miss this. We're not going to get as much work down here as if we're really charging up. Okay, 7 seconds. Let's move. You got your next little recovery coming in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Whew. High planks. We'll be back down on the floor. Watch me for the setup. Hips are lifted nice and high. I'm going to jack my feet out and in. So I want your butt to stay under control. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 45 seconds. So options here for pace. You can go a little faster or you can go slow. Sometimes I find when I go slow, it actually forces me to use more control to really keep my butt stable. You need to keep control and find that wrap we talked about through the triceps from our active high plank hold in the warm-up. Body weight keeps staying forward, so hands are underneath your shoulders. You guys are doing a great job. You only got 10 seconds left. We'll be straight back up on our feet in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay, drop squat, one of my favorite. Why? Really beautiful way to work inner thighs and glutes. We're thinking about a sumo stance position. So as I jump my feet out and hand taps down, my knees press out wide, tracking out over those toes. Your turn, let's get it. 45 seconds. So this could be your starting pace, okay? Maybe you start to set your form, get that rhythm. When you get confident, then I want you to start to go turbo. So dropping down, touching. When I drop, my chest stays lifted. So from side on position, I'm not tapping the floor and losing all of my rhythm. I'm coming up like this, okay? So strong back position, chest is lifted, and I'm really getting beautiful work in my legs, using all the muscles that I want to work. So those toes being positioned out and the knees guiding, following over them is going to keep you really safe with that placement. Let's go. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, 15 seconds. One more drill, lateral bear crawl. One of my favorite drills. So hands start under shoulders, knees are under hips. You tuck your toes, knees lift ever so slightly off the floor. We're going to start moving to our right in 3, 2, and 1. So hand and opposite foot are going to move at the same time. You take about 3 steps in one direction, 3 steps back. So the focus here is keeping your frame. So imagine you're like a little box. So from side on, my hands down to my shoulders all the time, my knees are under my hips, and I have to think about opening my chest to the floor, but keeping my hips nice and lifted, because we get a tendency to become an elongated box, or we get really crimpy in our movements. So think about finding that base placement all the time. Slow it down. Okay, technique is everything. Go slow, get it right, make your minutes count. You have 5, recovery in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slightly longer recovery for you right now, okay? 45 seconds. I gave you a lot of demonstration and setup for that first round. So this second round, you and me, we're going all in, okay? I want to see you move faster. I want to see you move with more precision. Be confident with your movement patterns. You know the modifications or the tempos to draw back to if you need to rest a little bit more. Okay, it's going to be fun. So let's layer it all together. We start with our Frogger, confident hand placement each and every time. Those feet jump outside your hands, the knees are wide, just like when we did that drop squat. We're taking off in 10 seconds, so think about rolling those shoulders down and back, wrists get a little roll. We're ready to work in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, 45 seconds. So I make a challenge to you. Imagine you're in an arcade. It's like one of those games where you're shooting the basketball, okay? And you're trying to shoot, get as many shots as you can in 45 seconds. What if each time you came here, that was your opportunity to shoot? Okay, so find a fun motivation to make you move faster and commit to your movement pattern. 22 seconds left. Come on, let's go. Almost there. Bring it home, bring it home. You got 5, 4, don't stop now. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. On your feet. Lateral 3-step run, okay? Let's think game time. How can you move your body so beautifully sideways? Okay, so agility is such a great feeling in the body. Let's go fast. Let's move with control in 2 and 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So a couple of little steps in between. See how my 3rd step comes out a little wider. That helps me drive that other knee up and get us this really athletic position. Now don't let your arms just be cruising. You're not doing a salsa dance, okay? They should be sharp. They should be athletic. Your arms should have intention. So when we really power our body with all of our muscles at play, we can create a better workout for ourselves, okay? So when I use my arms, I up the intensity. 8 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Plank jack. Heart rate should be lifting, right? Yeah. I love cardio. It's like the coffee that's always on hand. Okay, high plank setup. We get ready to jump those feet out nice and wide in 2 and 1. Let's go. So maybe you start with that slow option, which we talked about being a little harder to control. Maybe you're going for speed. Maybe you keep varying. What I want you to commit to is that for 45 seconds, you're in the work. Think about the wrap through the triceps. Okay, so when we take that slight micro bend through the elbow and wrap here, we can really open up the shoulders and work our upper body a lot more. Now keep shifting that body weight forward so your shoulders stay over your wrists, as we do have a tendency to slide back. You're doing great. Keep it up. 5, 4. We're on our feet in 3, 2, and 1. Core feels great. Okay, let's take it to the legs. That drop squat. Keep that wide setup with the legs. Go for speed as you tap that floor. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it. So if you're getting to the point where you need to really slow down, take a beat, okay? Focus on what you're doing. Go slow. I'd rather you started to move slow than just stop moving, okay? It really is the ultimate joy when we can keep showing up for ourselves. And I promise you, when you show up in the moments that are tough, you'll always feel such a greater reward. Okay, with 10 seconds left, start to really go for it. Let's get it. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Almost there. Last one, lateral bear crawl. Remember, the beauty of this one is in the precision, okay, and the slowness. So if your knees are hovering just off the floor, it's almost like they're going to graze the ground. That's your perfect spot. All right, let's do this. 45 seconds. We're on the move. So each time we really want to be conscious of where our hands are placing. Nice, firm placement of the palm onto the floor. It's coming underneath the shoulder when we reset down. Full body burn from the lateral bear crawl. I love it. So you're going to be feeling core working, your legs, your shoulders. You got a nice recovery coming up after this. So I need you to stay with me for 15 seconds. Almost there. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees to the floor. We're coming into a really fun, fast little block called sprint and hold. So 2 drills back to back, 20 seconds each. Then we get a 20-second recovery. We'll switch the combo. We roll through it twice. Okay, so I start with a high knee sprint. It'll look like this for 20 seconds. Then I want you to hold a squat, and you just hold. So the challenge is, can you go really fast? And then can you be in control and be still? I don't know, still's hard for me. Let's see how we go. Okay, high knee sprint starting in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So what we spoke about with the arms before, they're going to help dictate the pace of your legs. So keep using your abs to drive your knees up nice and strong. Chest is lifted. Think about your head pulling nice and tall. We got 7 seconds. Let's move those feet. Squat, hold in 2, 1, hold. Okay, so feet are outside the hips. Chest is lifted. I'm rocking my body weight back a little more into my heels so I can really engage at the back line of my body. All right, if you've got another inch of depth, go down. Come on, 8 seconds. Woo! You got a little recovery in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, quick moment of relief. Second combination, 20 seconds of a mountain climber sprint, and then it'll be 20 seconds, high plank, opposite shoulder tap. All right, 8 seconds. How fast are you gonna move, okay? Don't waste time thinking about what's coming next. It's short blocks, be in the 20 seconds. 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Knee sprint in towards your chest. Again, we're controlling that butt. So it's staying low, and our body weight is forward into our hands. Good, you're almost there. Come on, let's go. Your feet will come out a little wide if you're high plank in 3, 2, and 1. So extra stability when we walk the feet a little wider. Hand taps opposite shoulder. And we think about keeping those hips nice and still. 10 seconds. You've got a 20-second breather coming up. We'll be back up on our feet in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. All right, round 2. So you know the rule. Whenever it's round 2, we got to go 2.0. So sprint like you mean it. Yes, it's called a sprint, not a jog. So high knees. We're setting ourselves up. Shoulders are down. Arms are ready. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. 8 seconds. Squat, hold. I dare you to go a little bit lower this round. We're dropping in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hold. Shift that way back. Good. Okay, find the work and then stay with it. Good. So when we shift our weight back, when we lean forward, we get out of that work. When we shift it back, we claim it a little bit more through that back line of the body. Oh, you should be feeling it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out of there. Okay, 40 seconds of work left. Mountain climber sprint. First round, we're a little bit cute, okay? Let's look a little dangerous, okay? So let's go fast. No speed limits in this room. Set your hands underneath those shoulders. Tuck your toes. Pushing up into a high plank. We take off in 2 and 1. Here we go. Getting ready for our transition coming up in 5. Feet step a little wider in 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulder taps. Good, you got it. Almost there, keep breathing. Recovery's close. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back into a little active child's pose rest. Roll yourself up. All right, cardio's in the bag. We're coming into our next section, which I'm calling towel torture. So this is your moment. If you've got a towel, a band, or a piece of clothing nearby that you can grip onto, grab that. Otherwise, don't worry. I'm going to cue you through how you do it with nothing. So we grab our towel. We start standing. We've got a sumo squat to lunge rotation. So my feet will come really wide. Toes are angled out. I sit into a squat position. I'll grab my towel, turn down from the pinky side of the hands. From the squat position, I'm going to pivot to one direction. Knee drops down. I rotate around the back. I come back through center. I hold my range. I rotate my feet in the other direction, and I twist. All right? So if you're not using the towel, you'll just be imagining and focus on that turn down of the pinkies so you still really get to work with those arms. Don't be afraid of what you can actually do with your imagination. I do it all the time in the gym without a towel. All right, let's get set up. We've got 1 minute. We'll be alternating the entire time. 3, 2, and 1. So from my squat position, I pivot and I rotate to the back. I keep pulling out on my towel as I come back through center. My feet pivot in the other direction and I twist to the back. So super important so you get the most out of your rotations, that your eye gaze is going to follow that towel or your hands all the way around. Now see how I'm holding the range, keep moving. I hold my squat the entire time. So there's no moment of relief for my legs. So the top of your inner thighs, woo, yes. When we get that rotation, we're getting a little bit more core work in there. So the harder you pull out on that towel and twist down through the pinky side of your hands, you're gonna be getting more and more work into your core. Okay, so we're never gonna sell ourselves short on that core work, right? Almost there. You got a little breather coming up in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs out. They should need it. Okay. We got an active crab. You pop that towel just beside you. Come down. Your fingertips will be facing out behind you. Hips drop. As I lift, one hand reaches up and over towards the opposite shoulder, and then I switch side. 1 minute here in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. I love this exercise because it's such a beautiful way to open up the front line of the body. So think about pushing down evenly through your feet to lift those hips nice and high. And then don't be afraid to take a little moment up there. If it feels really great when you stretch over, take a pause at the top. It doesn't have to be fast. So much of the time when we start going really fast, we lose the beauty and the strength of a pose. Great job, you're almost there. Let's go, 12 seconds. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up to stand, grab that towel if you're using one. We come into your bent over arm raise. So pulling that towel nice and tall. I'm gonna start from the standing position, slight bend in my knees. I hinge at the hips, towel comes to my knees, pull down through the pinky side of my hands, and I'm gonna raise my towel all the way up and pull it back down. Ready? 1 minute, let's do it. So when I sink my weight into my heels, I can feel the work all the way up to my glutes. When I pull down through the pinky side of my hands, I can feel my chest having to open, keep moving as I'm raising my arms up. So if you've got no towel, you're holding the same position, arms are reaching up, and you're pulling back down. So when I pull back down, can I gather all the muscle down here for me? It's not just about my arms, right? Let's transfer that strength all the way down our body. So we keep that rotation down with the pinkies. Chest is pulling through. And then really connect your breath into it. Almost there. Keep pressing that weight down through the heels. You've got 10 seconds. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll up. Okay, last drill in this combo. This is my absolute favorite core exercise. So it's a crisscross. If you've got the towel, let's use it. Setting up, feet come down. We bring the knees to tabletop position. Flex through the feet. Towel comes up nice and tall. Now we lift our shoulder blades off the floor. Right leg extends long. Towel will cross up and over the left side. Then I reach up higher as I come through center over my shins to rotate. All right, your turn. Let's get it. So again, pull down through the pinky side of the hands. Reach up and over every single time. If you don't have the towel, you got a couple of options. You can either pretend, okay, and keep lifting here, or take your hand over hand behind the nape of the neck and come into a crisscross from this position. So the main key for me as you keep moving is that your shoulder blades are right off the floor, okay? You have to find that extra lift so you get the extra core burn in here. It's not a bicycle. We're not just rotating and tapping the shoulders down. We're lifted and we're crossing up and over the body. We lift higher as we come through center and transition across. 10 seconds left. Let's really work for it. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, roll yourself up. Good. Now that we know exactly what we're doing, round 2, let's focus on that burn. So we call it towel torture because we want to feel the burn. So how are we going to get it? We're going to try sit a little lower this round. So set those feet nice and wide in your sumo squat position. Towel comes out or arms go out, pinky side turns down, and off we go. We rotate into that lunge and twist around the back. Okay, under halfway to go. Here we do it. All right, your challenge. What if you sat a little lower? What if every time you twisted, you just pivoted on those feet so you never lost even a millimeter of depth of that squat? You've got 12 seconds. Right now, drop it down. No, drop it down. You have to be more confident when you take these movements in your body. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick shake out. Okay, back to your active crab. So focus. Big stretch, front of the body. Okay, beautiful work for the arms and really open up those shoulders. I don't think we can ever open our shoulders up enough. So set those feet a little wider than the hips. Hands twist back. Shoulders are open. We lift hips all the way up as we reach hand up and over to the opposite side. Come down through center and change. Okay, now can you really push through your feet? Lift your glutes a little higher. So when you lift those hips all the way up, I get this really nice moment to engage my glutes all the way at the top. You've got 20 seconds to go here. Make the most of this one. Let's go 10, 9, 8, big reach. Come on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We roll all the way up. Grab that towel or that band, whatever you're using. Set yourself up. So the hinge is super important. Anchor your weight down through your heels. Find that slight bend in the knees. Before you even move, you should feel that work up the back line of the body. Now with that slight bend in the knees, we tilt and hinge at the hips. Hands come just to our knees, and that's where we start our work from. 1 minute. Let's go. Pull that towel apart. Come on, you got it. So when we talk about training, I love when we talk about the real estate in our body and always trying to make sure that we're using all of it, okay? So what I mean for this drill is when I pull out through the pinky side of my hand from the top of the move and really pull down with force like I was actually in the gym using a cable or something, I feel all this work down the side of my body. Why would I not use that if it was right there and I had the opportunity to do it? So think about that. Each time you get to the top, find that motion where you rotate the hands and you really pull and squeeze all the way down. You've only got 10 seconds left. That's enough time to squeeze in a couple of good repetitions. We're back down on the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last round of the crisscross. Now, you'll know if you felt this in the first round. If you don't feel like you felt the full burn of it, your shoulder blades are not coming high enough up off the floor, okay? So, what do you say? Last exercise of the workout. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be a C+, right? No. Okay, so now that we've established that work criteria, let's find a beautiful lift. Feet set in tabletop, roll all the way up, extend one leg out, and we cross. Big lift, up and over. If the towel is distracting from you, get rid of it, okay? You got to make those executive calls that allow you to stay in the work as much as possible. So you keep this lift the entire time. And as I say, lift higher as you come through center. It's this presentation of the chest, and then it's going up and over. And then you represent through center, you come up and over. You should look so graceful. This is not an erratic, fast move. You are moving with control, and it should be burning. You're going to feel it right here, and you definitely know if you're getting the work. If you want a little more sizzle, you have 20 seconds, and I would highly suggest that you use it. Come on. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Whew. Nothing like a great core burnout to finish. Okay, from here, we're going to roll over into a tabletop position. Just take a nice little stretch for those forearms. So flip your fingertips around to face your knees and take a little dip through each elbow, one at a time. Forearms get super tight. We hold things all day. We do a lot of work on our hands in this workout. So really nice time just to stretch it all out. Take a few circles. Change direction. And from here, I want you to flip those fingertips back around, tuck your toes, lifting up into your down dog position. And we're going to flow through into that tuck toe up dog again one more time. Really open the chest up and just hold here. Beautiful stretch through the psoas, the front line of the body. Think about opening that collarbone as wide as you can. Now I like to tap one hip down at a time and take a glance over opposite shoulder. Good. From here, we push back onto our knees. Right foot's going to step through. Take a little hip flexor stretch here. And if it's available to you, roll off that back kneecap. Draw the heel towards your butt to get a nice quad stretch on that left leg. I keep my right knee stacked over its ankle. Chest is nice and lifted. And release. I'm going to take a quick hamstring stretch so I rock my body weight back. Think about pulling my right hip back in line with the left. And we switch and repeat on the other side. Left foot will step through. We roll up, hip flexor stretch. Roll off the kneecap to draw that heel in towards the butt to stretch out your right quad. Chest is lifted. Release that foot. Extend the front one. Hamstring stretch. From here, you want to sweep that leg around. We roll through one last down dog. Firmly press your hands into the floor. Think about pushing those heels a little closer to the floor. Take note of maybe some extra mobility that you gained over the workout. And then with straight legs, walk your feet all the way in towards your hands. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll that body up. Stacking everything nice and tall. And you're done. You absolutely crushed that workout. Thank you so much for joining me here at Nike New York. Guys, grab some water, make sure you stay hydrated, and I can't wait to see you at the next workout.
Good job, guys. How was it? I'm sad that I couldn't do it. Yeah, it sounded. I'm hoping my back is better tomorrow so that I can join in again. But thanks for joining.
You left halfway, so I don't know what that was about.